Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching me from. This is your number one girl, your number one coach, your number one baby, your number one lady. Lady P, the lady with the yet scintillating gist and informative stories and educating talks. We are here again today. Today again, this is our every Sunday edition of Growing with Peculiar, and we've come again with our gist. You know why I call it gist? Because it is always for me and you, and when it's for me and you, we are gisting. La la la. Happy Sunday. I hope you all went to the church and you had a good time in the presence of God. I did, as well. As you can see, I was just stepping back from the church. I said, let me bring our gist to us. You guys have missed me. Hope you all, for those of you in Nigeria, I hope you were able to exercise your franchise. I hope there was no intimidation against the voters, populace out there. So far so good. Results have started coming in and winners have been declared in some states. Some states are still inconclusive, some are still working on the results. I know before dawn, before night, all results would have come in and the INEC would announce the winners respectively in each state that participated in the election. And we thank God for the peace and serenity that we observed yesterday. Thank God for everything, for having helped us to bring our election to an end, and we have chosen our leaders again for the next 4 years or for the next 8 years to say whatever it is, we have left them in the hands of God. God is the ruler, and he will rule us in peace and in peace. So we have come today we have a very nice issue here to discuss about, which has always been an issue to everybody. What's the issue about? When it comes to peculiar peace table, it is not an issue because we would always discuss it. What is the issue I have today? Well, it's not even an issue, it's just our gist now, normal gist and our talk. What do I have today is how to deal with trust issues. How to deal with trust issues. I've come to realize that a lot of people, even in families, even husband and wives, have trust issues. Trust issues is one thing that maybe I don't know where it is coming from. People don't just know how to trust each other. Well, we are human beings and we've seen how human beings react and relate with people. So it's worthy to note that people find it very difficult to trust people. But I've also discovered that if we don't trust people, when our organization cannot move on, things we do will not move on because we'll always be in this stress of not trusting people. So we have discovered this in growing with peculiar, and we have decided to bring this to our notice to say, let us see reasons on to trust people, and let us start building, or also let's see ways on how to deal with these trust issues. And as the tradition is here in peculiar, in growing with peculiar, is we have to define our terms. We have to bring it to layman terms. In case you're joining me from anywhere and you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I beg you, I pledge with you, I plead with you, I do everything to tell you that please turn on the notification bell so that you get informed and acquainted with the informations we bring every Sundays. I want you to enjoy this. Please turn on the notification bell, share this video to as wider reach. In the same way you are being liberated with this our gist every Sunday, is the same way another person should be liberated. Please help us in sharing this gospel, in bringing it further to the people, to the world, and to the society at large. Coming back to our topic is dealing with trust issues. But before we go forward, let's define what is trust. As the tradition is in growing with peculiar, will always define what a term is, because I used to say here, that what you don't define, you don't refine. Until you're able to define something, that's when you'll be able to see the roots of the problem. So what we have here today is how to deal with trust issues. And what is trust? Trust is having confidence and faith in something that is going to work. And The I will always tell people, in whatever, in whoever you want to trust, in whatever you want to trust, always put your trust in God, because He is the author and the finisher. He is the beginning and the end. He is the only one to trust, to cast your all full trust upon. Okay, in as much as we must trust God, don't forget that man was also in the likeness of God. So as you're trusting God, you should also find ways and devise means to trust men. And I can understand that we must have trust a lot of people, and disappointment must have thronged in. Yes, it's enough to be disappointed. It's enough. Yes, everybody must have gone through one disappointment or the other. But we have ways to always deal with trust issues. That is why we are here today to discuss dealing with trust issues. Follow me, let's see what we have in here. It's just simple ethics and simple tactics to use in order to be able to surmount the problem of distrust in our among people in our society. So let's see what I have here. I said bury your past. Some people don't bury their past. Some people just they keep holding on to things that somebody, yes, it's enough for you to be heartbroken. It's enough for you to be offended. Yes, you will be offended. Even Jesus Christ said it, that if you're offended or if somebody slap you, that you should turn the left ear. If you slap the right ear, you have to turn the left ear for you to slap you. And what many times Jesus Christ say, you have to do it 700 and times 70 times. You can imagine how much it is. Then that should always put it in the back of your mind that people will always disappoint you, people will always hurt you, people will always offend you. But it is in your place to always bury the past. Forget about it. Forget about it. You have to move on. But in moving on, you have to bury your past. You have to bury whatsoever it is. There's nothing anybody will do to you as compared to what we will do against God, our creator. He forgives. So why not bury your past and move on and forget it? And I wouldn't even say pretend like it never happened, because if you want to pretend, there will be a day you will remember. Just bury it. As you're burying it, that means you're forgetting the past. Another point too I have here is forgive. I have almost mentioned forgiveness in the first line. I said that you have to forgive 770 times. That is what the Bible and Jesus Christ, our perfect example, asked us to do. You see, he knew that distrust, disappointment, heartbreaks, offenses will always occur. In as much as we are human beings, yes. I used to hear a line which says, to forgive is human, but to forgive, I mean, what, there's how they used to say that line. That goes to show that men will always disappoint you, but you should not throw away the virtue of forgiveness. Always forgive people, move on. When you move on with your life, there's no point holding on to the past. There's no point. Move on, forgive and forget and move on. So as much your own sins will also be forgiven. That is what we have here. When you forgive, joy and gladness will radiate your heart. You can try it. And let me also tell you, the person you're holding on into your heart is almost a lord over your life, because anytime you see such person, you will always get angry over that person. So why not throw away the I wouldn't say we should throw away the past. Throw it away, like I've said. Well, why? Yes, you have to throw away the past and also forgive, so as for you to move on to the future owes a lot of things for you, and it is until you forgive and forget your past, that is when you are able to move on and move on fully and better. Another one I have here is pray. You pray to God almost every day. We pray without ceasing. Pray. As Christian communities, we are lagging behind in prayers. We can see the Muslim communities, they pray 5 times in a day. 5 times in a day. It is prayer, you'll be able to surmount a lot of things. And why pray? You pray specifically, God, please bring good people towards me, people that have good intentions towards me. As such, you'll be able to ward off people that have evil thoughts, people that have planned to come and to give you heartbreak, to offend you. As such, you'll be able to overcome distrust in your life. Another one we have here is Be good to people. Be good to people. Some of us are just there. You only get what you give. Some people are out there, they expect you to be kind to them, but they are not kind. Some people expect you to love them, but they are not loving. You only give, you only get what you give. Oftentimes I say this, you sow, you are able to only sow what you are going to reap, or in other words, you reap what you sow. So if you want smile, invest smile in somebody's life. If you want money, invest money. If you want trust, also try and invest trust into the life of others. Another one we have here is work on your emotional excesses. In as much as we understand that our emotions controls almost everything we do. Yes, your emotion controls almost everything we do. So I want us to look at this from this angle. Always try and control your excesses. No one is perfect. Yes, that is why you should, when even if when it comes, even when distrust comes, accept it and always have it at the back of your mind that nobody is perfect. So you have to work on your emotional excesses as a human, because you don't give too much rules, because when the rules are too much, there's no how, there'll be breakings, there'll be offenses, there'll be trust issues, a lot of things will happen inside of there. Just be cordial with human beings. It is how you want people to relate with you, the same way you should relate to people. Don't build so much boundaries, don't build so much things that you know one way or the other would turn out to be an issue. So I would say this, that if you should work on your emotional excesses, you would grow in your relationship with people. Yes, you grow. And what is the greatest asset we have is people. Not even money, not even your lands, not even anything. It's people. So try in as much as you can to always work on your emotional excesses. I've said it again, I will reiterate. Don't build too much bounds. Don't build too much boundaries. Don't build so much rules. Don't be a difficult person. Life already is difficult. Then if you are building your life to be so difficult, then you are going to get it times two. So be a jolly good fellow, and let's live a go merry life. As such, you will always be on the verge of not being disappointed. Another thing is be happy. Be happy every time. When you're happy, happiness will always radiate you, and it will always come back to you. This is where we are going to stop for today. It's going to be a long topic, so we wouldn't want to take us more further because of our time, and so that we'll be able to enjoy it bit by bit. Why not check in next week for the continuation of this topic? I know it's a very interesting topic that we should imbibe on and learn about. So I will have to see you next week Sunday for the concluding part of this topic, if we'll be able to conclude next week, because it's a whole lot of gist in here. I would say, please, if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have not, turn on the notification bells. Please and please and please and please turn on the notification bell and join us next week Sunday. Thank you.